Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Keith.
Yeah.
James.
What?
And Adam, which I think Adam's actually dealing with his kids right now. Yeah, he's dealing with his kids right now. So we're going to let him be the dad for a sec, but he should be on in a sec. With that being said, do me a favor on your way and make sure to like, subscribe, share the channel. Also, check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description podcast over there on YouTube. We definitely appreciate it. Oh, new announcement. We now have a TikTok and an Instagram where I post all the shorts that we have over here on YouTube. Well, over there on the Clips channel on YouTube. Over there. So if you don't mind, if you could go over there and support those channels, we definitely appreciate it. Also, check out all the other audio podcast platforms. All the links will be down below. And beyond that, let's go ahead and get started. And of course, we have to start off talking about one of the biggest news of the day, which I'm sure if y'all ain't heard about what's going on now, I don't know if y'all been living under the rock, but P. Diddy basically, and I've kind of waited for this story to develop, but I guess when I was looking into it, I guess P. Diddy is now home, but basically all of his houses, his house in LA, New York, and Florida. Is it Florida? I want to say it's Florida. I'll look it up in a sec. All got raided. Rumor has, I guess, they said that he was about to fly out the country. Well, actually, the original rumor was that he was out the country. He escaped. But I guess they said that he was in Florida and he was about to fly out, and then they caught him. And I guess now he just put out a post either today or yesterday saying that he's back at home. Everything that people are saying is a lie. Quick correction. His attorney put out that statement. You can find the link in the description below. So it's just a lot of crazy stuff's going on. It looks like, back in the day, it seemed like people were trying to warn us. And it just kind of makes me think of the rumor of, P. Diddy setting up Pac. I guess there was a dude who finally got arrested for Pac's murder, and he said he was paid off by P. Diddy. There's a lot of things that's going on. My first question to the panel, if anything, is: did anybody hear about it? Does anybody know what's going on?
I mean, of course, everybody heard about it, though. I mean, that's an asinine ass question. I mean,
yeah,
it's like I guaranteed everybody heard about it.
But let me ask you this then: do you think everything that's going on is it true, or do you think that it's a setup?
I mean, I really don't care. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean, it's just one of those things that Diddy's not relevant. So it's like, I mean, if it was somebody that was relevant, it's just like R. Kelly. When all that stuff happened with R. Kelly, it's like, really, like you're getting a man who, like, I don't know. I guess if it was just somebody more relevant, I'm not saying that he's not still doing it in the music game, but I'm just like,
yeah, no, I agree with that. But I guess, yeah, but I mean, the thing that's funny is that all this stuff like R. Kelly and P. Diddy, I guess they've been doing this for years. And it's funny how you hear all this stuff's going on, and yet nobody, I mean, I'm sure we all heard the rumors. We all came from California. But it's just kind of funny how after all this time, they decided to go after these people now compared to you, like you said, when they were relevant. Like the R. Kelly situation when he was pit, like I wouldn't say we all saw the video. I know I didn't see the video, but we at least heard about the video. And there's actual footage of him pissing on that girl. And it took him, like the end of last year to finally get him. And then P. Diddy, he's been running around. I guess he's been doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And now they want to come at him, and to me, all started with the Cassie situation. I don't know. To me, it's just, I don't know. A lot of stuff that's going on to me, it's just kind of weird.
Like I said, when you have a certain tax bracket, you can get away with a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what your skin color is. If you have a certain tax bracket, you can get away with a lot for a long time until you decide to stop paying those people that helps you get that tax bracket, then it's a problem. Allegations start coming out, bullshit starts happening. It's just how the world is. I don't feel like it's too much of a race thing. I just feel like it's a money thing. If you have money and you own your own, then a lot of people can't tell you nothing.
Do you think it's one of those things that they put dirt on people? Like they make you do stuff, so like whenever you step out, you do something that you ain't supposed to do, they could come back and get you at any point in time that
I
they
mean, I don't know about all of that. Like I said, that whole Cat Williams theory of, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Hollywood ain't dark, or the media world ain't dark, or it ain't happening. But I don't know. I just don't believe that, every director's like, okay, suck my dick and you have control. I, I don't want to believe that. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I'm just like, damn. I mean, it's not like it changes anything for me if it does. Like, these people are able to make millions to provide for their families or whatever the case may be. When you look at it from that aspect of life, it's like, okay, let's say, because it's funny because I just had this conversation at work, and I use this person. It's like Samuel Jackson. He does about 3-4 movies a year. So I'm just saying, one of the hardest in Hollywood. Now, I'm not saying that he's unscathed from this, but one of the hardest that we've seen for the last 30 years, consistently,
yeah.
popping a dick in his mouth. It's like, okay, if that comes out, then it comes out. But I'm just like, Samuel Jackson also gives back like a month to colleges and black funds and youth and stuff like that. So he does do for the community, and he has provided for his family. So it's like, at least, from everything we know about Samuel Jackson in these last two years, how much he actually does give back and does not say it. He doesn't like advertise it. He doesn't tell people. He gives back to 25 different not businesses, but I forgot what the word I'm looking for, but he gives back to his people. And
Yeah.
it's like he doesn't ask for anything in return. And it's like, so for him to do that and without anybody really knowing like that for decades, it's like, that's awesome. Now, I can't speak for anybody else because just like you say all the time, we don't know what people do. We don't know if they do give back or they don't. Everybody doesn't want to be on Front Street and have their things told because that's not the right way to give back. And, if you're going to give back, you don't expect anything in return, no praise, no this, no that. So, like I said, I respect that. But even if he didn't do that, I still respect him as one of the, top actors or top black actors of our time. So, I will say that it's insane, that it would be insane if that was the case. But it's like I said, would it change anything? Would it really make a mark on me caring if Samuel Jackson did this or not? Like it wouldn't matter. It's just like how I said about the Will Smith thing on a bunch of podcasts ago. It's like it's not going to change his legacy. It's not going to change his movie making ability. It's not going to change his stock. Like that matters absolutely nothing. I guarantee you, this Bad Boys is going to do way better than the last one. It's not going to matter, like to a person that has insecurities with certain things, whether it be homophobia or different beliefs. Yeah, it might change your view, but you're not the majority of the world. It's just how it happens. It's just like when it came to Kevin Hart cheating on his girl. It's like he cheated on his girl. Who cares? It didn't change Kevin Hart's stock. It didn't change his value. it just made him better. When Chris Brown beat Rihanna, it's like how did he get more famous? Like you would think in your mind that okay, this dude is done. No, that's not what happened. He got more famous. He changed his way of going about things. He took on the whole thug look, and look at him now. He's much bigger than what he was before he hit Rihanna. And I feel the same way about Diddy. It's like, yeah, some people come away unscathed and some people don't. But the thing I will say about Diddy, which he's smart, is he's actually talking. He's saying that I'm innocent. He's doing it the right way. It's like if you're innocent, well, I can say you're innocent. That's what I respect about Kanye West. Doesn't matter what Kanye West does, he never stops talking. He
Yeah.
never stops making his point be known. So it's like you have to respect the person in Hollywood to be like, okay, maybe this person is telling the truth. It's like they're just trying to silence them. So I don't know. That's just my point of view, I guess.
Yeah, and I also want to go back real quick with what you said. When you sat there and said, I don't believe all these directors are out here like doing weird stuff. And the thing is, man, I would almost agree, but the question that comes up is what the hell is going on with the kids though?
What do you mean?
I don't know if you heard, but there's another freaking documentary that came out. I didn't watch it yet. I haven't had time to watch it. But
Oh yeah, that out of sight or whatever, that
with the
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, yeah.
Yeah. But
All right.
like that's not but like those kid actors turn into fucked up adults. So it's like that's a different conversation. Like I
It is.
said, it's only a handful of them that came away unscathed. Like it's not too many of them. Hillary Duff is one of the people that were in that mix, but so I had nothing happen to her. Like
Did
look
she
at
have
her
a
history.
did she have a mental breakdown
No,
or who am I
no,
thinking about?
trust me. No. Hillary Duff is one person that came away that did her show, took about 10 years off, and then now she's acting again.
Oh,
She
I'm
has
thinking about
kids, she has a
Amanda
family.
Bynes. I'm thinking about Amanda Bynes.
Oh, she's fucking mentally anyway. Like some people can't handle the fall of fame. I don't think it's the fame too much, it's the fall. It's the okay, I'm not the it person anymore. Like I feel like some people just have to keep being the it person. And it's like they don't know how to not be the it person. I feel like all the Miley Cyruses and the Britney Spears and all these people who were it people, it's like they don't know how to not be it people. It's like they
Mm.
don't know how to be like, oh shit, we're not as famous as we were.
So you think it
But
has my fault. My fault. That's your done.
no, no, go.
No, so you think it has to do more of them like being in Hollywood, being that long, being with all the fame, and then their career basically ends or whatever, and then they just kind of lose it. Is that what you're kind of trying to say?
I mean, I feel that way. It's just like the Olsen twins. Olsen twins from our childhood, man, especially our childhood, they were everywhere. They
Yeah.
were literally everywhere. I mean, they were doing like 10 movies a year. Yeah, they were pumping them out. And I feel like when they stopped doing movies, that's when all that started happening mentally, and they started getting accused of, or not getting accused, I'm sorry, but started going through mental breakdowns. One of them had a eating disorder, if not both of them had an eating disorder. They it's just crazy. Like she got really skinny and she got hospitalized. I think one was doing drugs. I just feel like they don't know how to handle the downtime, even though they're still making millions off of royalties. I just truly feel like they just don't know how to handle the 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 downfall of fame. I feel like that's why a lot of athletes like they don't know how to handle the damn. I'm not famous anymore, or like I'm not on top anymore. So it's like those dudes lose all their money and make bad decisions and have fucked up people around them. Like I believe a lot of that just consists of damn. I don't know how to handle not being famous. Bad choices.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I need this a little bit because I mean we've been hearing about this stuff for years from like the Disney kids, now it's the Nickelodeon kids. And I don't know, there's a point where it's like there's so much of a pattern. I mean, there has to be, I mean, in my personal opinion, there has to be something going on. Okay, this is actually a question because you're the one who has kids. I don't have any kids.
Mhm.
Would you be fine letting your kids go into Hollywood? Like, would you be okay with that? Would you?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't possibly mind because I know the type of parent I am.
Mm,
You know, I could truly say that I wouldn't mind because we would get as much money as we can for the first couple of years and bounce. Like I know, like from what I know now about Hollywood, if you would have asked me this obviously 20 years ago, I would have had a different answer. But it's like everything I know now about Hollywood, it's like it's just like sports. Like do your best for 5 or 10 years and get the fuck out. Like it's no point in staying in the league for 20 years. Just like how I feel about Hollywood. It's no point in doing that forever because you're not going to be the consistent person forever. So it's like, why not do as much as you can for 5 or 6 years or 3 to 4 years, make as much money as you can, do a show for however many seasons, and then dip. But why do you need to keep doing it? Like it's like I'm tired of seeing these washed up like I said before, nobody wants to see In Sync. Like nobody wants to see Fat Joey Fatone on stage. Like people are gonna go for Justin Timberlake. That's what they're gonna go for. They don't care about anybody else in that group. Justin Timberlake started on the Mouse Tears, and he continued to rise his stock. But at the same time, Britney Spears was on there, Christina Aguilera was on there, and but just look at the rise of stock between those three individuals. Now, I'm not saying that Christina Aguilera isn't as famous as a Justin Timberlake, but she's not as famous as a Justin Timberlake.
yeah.
You know, that's just how I feel. So, and it's like out of those three people, like yes, they've had their ups and downs, but Justin Timberlake was able to not only do music but also do movies as well and be successful at it.
Yeah.
But it's like look at everybody from In Sync. Like, what have they done? Like they haven't done anything. Like they need him. So I I just feel like at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where I'm not just gonna say it's Hollywood. Yes, I do feel like it's a choice, but I do feel like yeah, if somebody offers you $5 million to do some weird, then it's like obviously that's life changing money. Like I said about Cat Williams and Kevin Hart, it's like Cat Williams can say what he wants to say, but it's like Kevin Hart has like 3, 4 kids or whatever, and he needed a way to provide for those kids. Is he an industry plant? I don't know. I don't care. But it's like if he did do something weird, like I said, that dude, he's not a good actor. It's like we all know this, but they keep giving him roles for whatever reason. And it's like he's one guy that has made it. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is the same and everybody, some people have morals and this and that, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But like I said, if he was at his lowest point and somebody said, like I said, suck his dick and I'll give you the world at your fingertips and you're at your lowest point, you're living in the car, you got 2 kids, you got a baby mama. Like, yeah, you don't know the feeling of a now baby mama. So trust me, that I'll put it to you like this. Try to okay, have you ever seen the movie John Q?
Yes.
Okay. So when his wife, when he was in the hospital, when she was like figure it out and they was crying, watching that movie before you have kids don't mean but watch that after you have a kid. We just watched this and I damn near bawled
Oh wow.
because having a son now and seeing that movie, it's like you know the lengths that you'll go through for your child. It's like you think like I'd never take over a hospital. I'd never put people's lives in danger. Not for nothing. Have a son, have a daughter, and see what lengths you're really willing to go through and choices that you're willing to make to, like I said, help your family or whatever the case may be. This woman, to get her off your back, to have her shut up, because women don't know the lengths that they put men through mentally and
Mm-hmm.
psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
like
agree.
so I will say that we do take a lot of grunt when it comes to emotional baggage, whether it be from our women, whether it be from our kids, whether it be from our moms, whether it be from our friends. We take a lot of emotional baggage, and people don't understand the amount of stress and irritation that we live with consistently. Like, yes, we don't show it because we don't cuss you out all the time, and we don't this and that. That's why some people like video games is our only release from life.
Yep.
Weed is weed is the only release from life. Alcohol is the only release from life for some men. Fucking hobbies, whether it be media, whether it be podcasts, whether it be uh, building toy trains or shoe collecting or whatever you do in your free time. It's like women or kids don't really understand that, or just people in general just don't understand that, men have to take on a lot of fucking burdens in life. And it's like we constantly get nagged. And also, as a black man, it's very hard because now we take on the burden of racism when it comes to certain things, and we have to act accordingly. We have to be a certain person, and we can't always be Black Jim or fucking Black Doug. We have to be cautious about what we do. So that's what I'm saying. In Hollywood, like Ari Spears said it best. He's like the pre-son of comedy. Like, he's safe. That Kevin Hart is very safe. Like, I believe that he is the Capri Sun of comedy. It's
Yeah.
just it's like everybody loves a Capri Sun. Like, I don't know not one motherfucker that wouldn't drink a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
So
I have one more for you, and then I'll go ahead. 'Cause I know we kind of jumped around,
yeah,
but it goes back to what you said about the length that you're willing to go for your son, and it goes back to the whole entire black men in a dress theory about one of the things that they do. I would say against men in general, but particularly
mm,
black men. Basically they put black men in a dress, and after you get put into a dress, you rocket sky high. And I wanted to know what you thought about that theory. Like you said, with the lengths, like I said, the lengths that you're willing to go. Do you feel like that's a big deal now, or do you take umbrage? Because I know your feelings on Tyler Perry back in the day. So I want to
yeah.
see how you feel about it kind of now, especially with what you just said, the length that you're willing to go. How do you feel about the black man in a dress thing? And do you believe that it's real and it's actually happening going on?
Well, I just don't like Tyler Perry. That's just my
Okay.
that's just my hatred. So I never trusted that dude. I don't like that dude. I like absolutely nothing about Tyler Perry. I don't
Oh,
like Medea. I don't like House of Pain. Tyler Perry can eat shit and die. Like I said, I will give this man this. The only movie that I've ever liked by him is Alex Cross, because it is a pretty good fucking film. I can't deny a person of a good film. Yes, did it do the best? Did it have the best actors in it? Fuck no. But but the meaning behind the movie was good. Like, but him and everything else he's ever done, even in fucking the Turtles, you sucked, bro. You were terrible. I don't even understand. But those movies were just bad in general.
yeah.
So it's not like he could have saved nor hurt those movies being in them. So, but I guess it just depends on the person. Like, It's basically it's white actors that have won awards for dressing up as women. Like, so it's like Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Is it damning? I feel like it's the actor. Because if we go back to a movie that I just showed my girl, that what's that shit, that Tu Wong Fu with Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, and John Leguizamo, them niggas dressed up like women. Like, so, and it's like that movie is a classic. Like, I'm not saying that it's one of my favorite movies, but it's like it didn't hurt those dudes' careers. It's like
Hold
not a
on,
lot
hold
of
on,
people.
hold on one second, because but that's the thing though. That's what they say that's what you have to do as a man when you go into Hollywood. If you want your career, because that's the theory. If you want your career to explode, you have to go through a dress. You have to be a man in a dress.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I can, like I said, I'm not saying that you have to go to wear a dress or anything, but I am saying that it depends on the person, that if it's going to hurt their career. Because it's like, if you weren't already that famous, then it's like, come on, bro, you got to be realistic. It's like that Brandon T. Jackson. It's like, bro, you weren't that famous before. So I mean, I hate to be that guy, but you weren't like a big actor before. So I'm just like, you wearing a dress. I refuse to believe that's what ruined your career. You know, it's not like your
Well, it
movie choices
it's not
ruined
about
your career.
it's not about ruining your career. It's how so like I mean, go back to what Cat Williams said. I don't know if it's him or somebody else who said about Kevin Hart, where Kevin Hart
Mhm.
career was like, before he was in a dress, like, he was floundering, he was doing his thing, but right after he put on that dress, his career just shot up and blew up, and he became different. I mean, what you call it, The Rock was in a dress. Who else? There's a bunch of like people who blew up that all started off in dresses.
I mean, like I said, I don't know about Kevin Hart or The Rock. I know The Rock did that
Saturday Night
Tuesday
Live.
movie.
That's what we were.
Huh?
Saturday Night Live. Right before he blew up, remember? He went on Saturday Night
Who?
Live, and one of his biggest skits, he was in a dress.
Who?
The Rock.
No, I don't remember that. Like I said, I remember The Rock has always had fame because of wrestling. So it's like I know he's done a
Yeah, but
couple
back
of
then,
movies.
the thing is with wrestling, that's why they said like wrestling, you like most wrestlers could never cross over. They said when you're a wrestler going to Hollywood
Like,
back,
and I'm
you were
not
just a wrestler.
disagreeing with that, but it's like I don't know the timeline between him doing Saturday Night Live and what movies he did. Because, like I said, did he do The Rundown before that? Did he do Honky Tall before that? It's like I would have to
No,
see
that
the
came
timeline.
after. That came after. If I remember, I think the only thing he did was the Scorpion King. I think he did one more film. Then he did
Mhm.
Saturday Night Live, and then his career from there started skyrocketing.
I mean, like I said, if that's like I said, I'm not going to argue with you about it. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, obviously you have more facts, but like I said, that's one person. I'm not going to sit here and cater
Well,
that to
again,
every
we could
single
give you Martin Lawrence.
person.
He was in a dress. Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy. He was
but
in a
like
dress.
I said, but that's all the handful of actors that are out there. What about the Lawrence Fishburnes? What about the Denzels? What about um uh, the Morgan Freemans? I mean, I could keep going on different black actors. You're just naming me a couple. I can name a lot of people. Like I said, I don't know if these guys are in dresses because I've never seen them, but I'm saying I can name a lot of black actors other than these guys, like Martin Lawrence. Like, I'm not gonna ever sit here and say that on the Martin show he played multiple women, and the Wayans brothers have played women,
Wayne's
and
brother,
and
yeah.
and 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 dressed up like women. But it's like the Wayans brothers were very established before they did White Chicks. It's not like they weren't established. That's not what made their, like, yes, is it one of their biggest movies? Of course it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, this is what made their career. Like, no, that's not what made them. Especially like Keenan Ivan Wayans, Damon Wayans. Like, yes, Damon Wayans was like, he didn't wear a dress, but he was a gay dude on on In Living Color with Haven Allen Greer. But it's like I mean I get your logic, and I'm not saying that I just can't I just can't go as easy as, oh well, Martin Lawrence wore a dress and he got big. It's like I
I
still
mean,
believe that.
I mean, Arsenio Hall, Martin Lawrence. You have Wesley. I saw. I'm looking up right now. Chris Tucker, which yeah, I remember that. Oh, Miguel Nunes. I forgot about that. Joanna Man, big movie. Jamie Foxx. Ricky Small, but he's not that big. Dave Chappelle actually was.
Yeah, no, I know about the Dave Chappelle one, and like I said, Ari Spears even did it, and I'm a huge fan of Ari Spears. He actually kissed the man in the pool. Or was it a Mad TV sketch as a gay rapper or some shit? But it
Yeah,
was a spoof, you know. It's a like I said, I'm not saying that what you're saying. Like I said, how I see how I see that that type of thing. Like yes, black is are meant to be hard, and we're meant to be tough, and we're meant to be, oh, hold our sexuality to the highest extent possible. It's like us dudes don't really tell each other that we care about each other or we love y'all, or like I tell a lot of my homeboys, like it's not gay for me. Like I consider you a brother. So it's like I do care about you. I do love you. I do honor our friendship that we've had forever, our brotherhood. It's like that's me though. That
yeah,
has nothing to do with me having kids. It's like if you're not comfortable saying the thing, you're not comfortable saying it. But Amber, like I said on the past podcast, I'm not opposed, like I'm comfortable with who I am. Like I know I like vagina. I know I like women. But what does that have to do with 10 minutes of a fucked up act to get some bread and keep living my life like nothing happened? So that's what I'm saying. Like too many black men play this role of, oh, I have to be tough, I have to be hard, I gotta stand my ground. It's like no other race holds themselves to that high extent possible. And that's what pisses me off about us black men. It's like we'll stand behind, I hate to say it like this, and a R. Kelly or a P. Diddy. I was just listening to P. Diddy all about the Benjamins on the way home. It's not gonna stop me from listening to this thing. Is it
yeah.
R. Kelly? I still listen to the fucking feeling on your booty and fucking bump and grind. One of my favorite songs of all time by R. Kelly is Turn Back the Hands of Time. I listen to that song every weekend. I don't give a fuck what he did. I don't care. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from basically honoring a person who makes good music. It's like Elton John. I'm a fucking Elton John fan. I don't. Who cares if he's gay? What does that have to do with me? Like, are you really gonna ridicule me because I'm listening to a gay person who's gay who makes great music? Like, that's asinine to me. Like, but yes, 15, 20 years ago, I would have 100% denied all of this because that's what the mental role I felt like I had to play in life. Oh,
Hmm.
I'm black, man, so I gotta be all hard and tough, and I can't say gay shit, or I can't like gay people. Like, that's not me now. That's just stupid. That's a stupid way to live. That's an invisible stereotype that you're putting on yourself as a black man, that you always have to be hard. I know everybody on this podcast has grown up a certain type of way. Like, oh, if we did anything gay or had a gay friend, niggas was like, oh, I ain't fucking with him. Oh, this and that, talking shit. But it's like now that we're grown ass men, and yes, it could just because of the times. Yes, do I like gay shit around my kids, or do I? I'm saying me. I don't mind watching or listening to these things. But yes, if you're gonna push a certain agenda on on me that I don't like. I'm not saying I like every gay person. I'm not saying I agree with what anything that R. Kelly did or P. Diddy's done. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's like, yes, I do feel like people around them have to take accountability. I'm sorry, except especially from watching Surviving R. Kelly. I'm sorry, I'll be the first one to be like, a lot of those women have to take accountability. A
Hmm.
lot of those women. I've sat there and watched these interviews, heard these women talk about their stories. but a lot of them say that, hey, I pursued him. I I I cut school to go see him at the mall. I mean, yes, that's on him as a grown man
Yeah, I'm about to say
to
that's
be
kind of
like,
him. I'm
nah,
not
that's
arguing
wrong.
with that.
It's like, yeah, I get that he should have the urge to be like, nah, I'm not messing with you. But it's like I said, when you get that much power around you and nobody telling you no, how do you expect otherwise?
It
It's
kind of goes
only
back
going to
to
get worse.
what's it Nick Cannon said. Most people date the people that's in their mental bracket. So because Kelly had like a mental level of like a C. So even though like yeah he's an amazing great singer, I guess from what he was saying, I guess R. Kelly's like dumb as hell. So if you get somebody who's that dumb, who do you think they're gonna go for?
I mean, I just feel like it's easy prey. I mean, I get what you're saying about he's dumb. I can't say as much as hits as he's made. He's that dumb. I just feel like it's after you. I feel like honestly, it's a conquering level. If you can beat a game on easy or sorry hard, it's like okay, what okay easy. Like I said, it's like I beat this game on hard. It's like if he's already got as many women at 40, it's it's like if he was 13 conquering 40-year-old women, it's like that's okay, I beat that level. Okay, at 20, I'm conquering 30-year-old women. I've beat that level. Now let's just keep going lower because this is stupid. I've already know I can get a bunch of 40-year-olds. I know I can get to a bunch of 30-year-olds. I know I can get a bunch of 20-year-olds. Okay, let's see if I can get a bunch of teenagers. Okay,
Mm.
and that's how some people with power mind think. It's like they want a challenge. Can I get and I'm not saying that this is what I agree with because I don't agree with this
Yeah,
at all. We
yeah, 'cause
said this
that's a
before,
nasty challenge.
but
That's a nasty challenge.
okay, but to you because you don't have that power, you don't know what. Like I said, you can say what you want to, but when you get bored with a bunch of money, I feel like that's the biggest issue. Well, not you, but when people get bored with a lot of money, I've seen a pattern. It's like they're like, okay, can I get this 13-year-old? Okay, I've got a 13-year-old. Can I get this 9-year-old? To basically, even though I know everything against me, it's wrong, it's disgusting. But it's like that, I believe that's how it's like with cars. Okay, I got my top 10 favorite cars. Let's see if I can build my own car to go faster than a Bugatti. 212 miles per hour is enough. Let's see if we can push it to 250. Okay, I can't. Okay, I've surpassed 250. I'm tired. Okay, I've already gone faster in the car. Let's see if I can build my own rocket. Okay, I built my own rocket. Okay, let's see if I can go into fucking space now. Okay, I'm going into space. Let's see if I can go to another planet. It's just one upping yourself. We don't understand that because we can't do that. We can't one up ourselves. We we have hit a level of this is what my max is, and I can't do anything. But you know that when you hit your peak on something, you get bored and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to something else because I've hit my peak. I've surpassed it. Now, yes, it's not as much as I want to build a rocket, but it's like whatever your peak is, it's like, okay, I've learned how to cook a 2-course meal. Let's see if I can cook a 3-course meal. Okay, I could cook pork chops. Let's see if I can cook steak. Okay, I can cook steak. Let's see if I could cook a whole meal. Let's see if like it's just levels. It's levels. But when you're in a certain tax bracket and you start to realize there's no consequences, we have consequences. It's just like me. I fucking have a weird addiction. It's like, okay, so now, even though I don't need this shit half the time, it's like, okay, I need to buy, like, when the Switch came out, okay, I need to buy an Xbox. Okay, I need to buy an Xbox. Okay, I need to buy a PlayStation. How the new PlayStations come out, even though I already have a PS5, I'm probably going to buy the new PS5. It's like I have a 50-inch TV, now I need a 65-inch TV. Okay, I got a 65-inch TV. Now I want an 85-inch TV. Oh shit. I just made a 100-inch TV. Fuck it. I'm gonna go. that because that's in my capability of doing.
But why do
Like
you put that in as an addiction? Why do you classify that as an addiction?
because like well to, to me it's a form of addiction because it's never enough. Like I should be all right with an 85-inch TV, but something in my mind is like, nah, that's not enough. Like I shouldn't have been showed that there was another level. It's like I feel like that's an addiction. It's like it's just never enough. It's like, okay, I want to smoke weed. Okay, let me try PCP. Okay, PCP ain't doing it. Let me pop this Molly. Okay, like, oh shit, here's some shrooms. All right, I'm not getting this high I want. Okay, so now I'm gonna go crack. Fuck, crack sucks. So I'm gonna go cocaine, and then you're just gonna keep trying new experiment. It's like, okay,
The next
now I'm
one.
gonna try to mix this alcohol with these pills and see if I can get that rush of life or whatever the case may be. It's an addiction, and some people have that addiction, and some people don't.
So
But I believe,
do you believe I kind of want to turn this not really turn but so do you believe people who make a lot of money and continuously want more money, do you think that's an addiction? Do you think there's something mentally wrong there?
uh, people who want to make money, it just
People
depends on
who
what they're making.
no people who have money, like the wealthy who have money and they keep trying to gain more money.
No, because I feel like they always have to pay something. It's just like, I mean, I hate to say it, it's just like a GTA. The more money you have, they're gonna take a percentage from you every day you play in the game. So it's like you'll make let's just say you just did a mission and you got $1 million. They're gonna take 200,000 of that for daily businesses. So it's like, okay, I only made technically 800,000. Technically, I didn't make 1 million. So it's like now I got to do stuff to get that 200,000 back. So it's like this mission was an hour long, and now it's going to take another 200,000 from me. So it's like I think mentally that's how people in the business world think. It's like I'm going to keep losing money. I can't never stop because it's like this is dumb. Like, okay, I built a business, but I need to stock this business. It's I mean, I feel like James can agree to this. Like if he owns a store, he still has to stock his business. So however much he makes on a monthly basis, or like I don't know when his books are due, or he cashes in, but it's like it's always going to need stock. It's always going to need, you're going to have to pay employees. So it's like people who make money are always losing money consistently. So I could never say that about people who make money, or sorry, make a lot of money, because I feel like they have to dish out even more.
Inflation's a thing. I think now I think the average man is starting to finally figure out what inflation is. Or I should say at least adults are. And when things are getting like everything all the time keeps getting more expensive, more expensive, more expensive. I mean, look at iRobot. iRobot is kind of showing you what's happening today, actually, which is which we talked about before, but it's one of the topics I was going to bring up. Like right now here in California, April 1st, basically fast food restaurants are going to make $20 an hour out here now.
Mm.
So you're right, as like, with things and costs and the price of things keep going higher, keep increasing, having to fund more employees. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't know if you know about this. I doubt you know about this, but there's a woman that's basically campaigning for governor, and she said she wants to bump up minimum wage to $50 an hour.
I
So
mean, uh, I mean, all of that's fine and dandy, but like I said before, it's like I say all the time. It's like it's a reason why people are turning to these businesses that pay them to be on their own time. It's like a person, whether it's not too many jobs out there that I know of that men can do on their own time that obviously women can do. We're not gonna get into that factor, but it's like Uber and Lyft is to me is one of the biggest scams of all time. It's like they literally pay you. to drive people around. Okay, if you have your own car, that's good, but it's like you're driving around at least what 100 plus miles a day, making $4 a ride. If they charge me $18 for this Friday, you're only getting $4. It's like, where's that other 14 going? That and that logically doesn't make any sense if you're doing all the work in your car. Doesn't matter if you have a car from them or your car, you're still making $4. You're still having to put all the gas in your car. So a person that's sitting behind a chair hitting a couple of buttons, now I'm not saying that they're not a liability, or sorry, not a liability, but they're not helpful on what they do. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like they really be getting $14 out of this 18 and I'm only getting four? Like that logically doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm the one who's taking this person. I'm the one who's putting my life on the line. I'm the one who's making sure they're safe to get to their destination, if not to and from their destination. I'm the one who's talking to them, making them feel safe. And this person that's sitting behind this desk controlling an app is technically, or this business is getting more than me. And that is crazy. That logically is the biggest scam in the world. Yes, can you work 14 hours a day? So you'll work 14 hours a day. I know so many people that have done Uber and Lyft that started off skinny. I've seen these people that are out of shape, got knee problems, back problems, but they're fucking killing themselves trying to get this money. Yes, they'll sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, I made $100,000 a year," whatever the case may be. But I look at them and they're completely killing themselves. It's like, oh, I got to work 14 hours a day just to do this job for 7 days a week. It's like, when do you have time for you? 14 hours a day, there's 24 hours in a day. That gives you 10 hours to do what you want. I'd say, okay, you sleep for 6 hours. That gives you 4 hours of free time. What the fuck can you do really in 4 hours if you're working 14 hours a day? And then, especially if you have kids, good luck. It's the biggest scam of all. It's literally the big. So now you're sleeping in your car in between rides, you're eating fast food. It's like, it's a scam. It's literally a scam. Like, it's crazy to me, but people don't look at it like that because they don't want to. It's just like how I feel about, like I said, this Diddy shit. People know shit is wrong, but it's like they continuously do it because he's paying them out. What does it matter? All morals and self-respect just go right out the window. But that's business. That is business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we talked about this before years ago, and like I said, I think it just depends on what you want in life. I don't know if it's per se I would call it a scam, because I mean, like I said, I think it just depends on what you want in life. Like if you're at a point in your life where you're okay and you're happy with with what you are and with where you're at, that can't really be mad at that. But for people who want to grind, who want to make it, there's a sacrifice that needs to be had. This is something that we talked about, years ago. It's where you're at a point, and you're not the only person I've heard this from. You're not the only man I've heard this from, where there's a point where like you could have gone off, you could have did the thing, you could have you had big opportunities, you probably could have had a lot more money, but you said, you rather sit at home and raise your kids and be a dad than go out and chase the money, which I think is a very, very big decision. I think it's different for everybody else. Whereas I'm on the opposite of you, where it's like, where like how I feel, probably because I don't have kids. So it may change if I do have kids, but I know me right now, it's like, I don't really give a crap. Like, don't get me wrong, would I love to be there for my kids? But I'd rather my kids be well fed, living well, you know, be able to bathe, school, even if I don't see him, even if I only see him like 3 times, like I mean not three, that's a little too low. But like 3 months out of every year, I would rather do that to make sure my kids never go hungry. That's way more important to me. But I also understand, living that life, there's probably a consequence and probably a cost to that. So I don't know. I mean, I just think it just depends on what you want, what you want, what you want to achieve in life. I know, like with me, how I've always grown up, and that's always been my stance since I was a kid. And I always said I always wanted to be the ultimate provider. I always wanted to make sure that, my girl ain't got to work unless she wants to. I want to make sure that my kids are taken care of. They want to go to school, they go to school wherever they want, and I want to be able to, live the life that I want to live, like I tell everybody, like I want to retire one day. I'm not like everybody else who like says I want to work till I till basically I croak. I mean, I guess kind of I do because, like I told you all the time, like all I would do if I made my money and I'm good, I would, if I were to retire, I would just go off and just start funding my hobbies and just start trying to start doing the things I want to do with the money that I have. So I guess that's not necessarily true that if I was to retire, I would just stop working. That's probably not true. But just to me, I just think it's more of, I don't think it's a scam. You probably were talking about something else, but to me, I just think it just depends on the life that you want to lead, what you want to live, and what you're willing to sacrifice to do it. Like what's more important to you? Is it more important for you to be there and raise your family, or is it more important to you to make sure that your family is well taken care of and well fed? Now, yes, you could have both. Like, yes, some people can have it both ways, but sometimes you got to choose one or the other. And I think that's a big decision I think everybody has to make. And I mean, for me, I'm not in that position, but I know you, Keith, you have definitely made that decision. And I don't know. Like I just I don't I guess I'll let you explain it, how you could make that decision of I would rather.
Well, like I always say, man, it's like I didn't have a dad growing up. So the last thing I thought to myself, I wasn't going to be there for my kids. And that's not something that I'm about. I know the impact of not having a dad. I mean, people can say that they grew up a certain way or not having a dad, you're fine, but psychologically you lose, well, not lose something, but you miss out on something. And it's like I'm not that big of a person to admit growing up with women sucks. It's like I don't care what people say. It's like, yes, and I had women traits. And for a long time until I got around men. It's like I know too many men that grow up with their moms or all around women that will sit here and deny that they have a lot of feminine traits. And I had a lot of feminine traits, and it just I didn't like that
Mhm.
because I didn't grow up with men. I didn't grow up around a lot of men until I got to be like 18, and I could choose who I wanted to be around and this and that. A lot of the things I said, a lot of the things I did, it's not that I did it because I was feminine, it's because I was always around women or
Yeah.
basically a woman. And it's like I refuse to have my son be like that, or, especially my son in this world. Now, not knowing that this world would be how it is, I just thought to myself, like, hey, I'm not going to be like that. So it's like, and then I feel like, yes, you do need both parents in a household. You need that yin and yang to get a complete person. Like, I don't feel otherwise. Like, I don't feel like I'm not saying that women can't raise kids or only men can't raise kids, but I will say, like I said, I feel like you need that yin and yang, that and that nurturing touch on top of that stern hand. Like I do feel like that. But I also just got done telling my girl this. I feel like people are too easy on their kids. It's like I'm not that type of dad to just take certain things. It's like if my kids do something, it's just like I was just talking to my coworker about his son. He was like, "Oh, he told his son to come here," and he was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, if you tell me what again, I'm gonna punch you." And then his son said, "What?" And then he went to go hit him, and he was like, "Oh, well, no, 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 I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, this and that." And so he didn't do anything. I was like, if that was me, I'd punch my son or my daughter dead in their fucking chest. Like, don't test me. Like, there is no there. If I tell you to not do something and you even have the audacity to do it again right in front of me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And it's like too many parents aren't aren't like that. I'm not trying to hit you because I'm trying to assert dominance or anything like this. I'm trying to teach you a lesson. It's like
Exactly.
this is not a game. Like stop doing things like this. But it's like too but then just like I told my girl, I was like, because he was telling me about his, his kid's mom and stuff like that. It was like too many people aren't on the same page. Women want things to be a certain way, and it's like they just accept they accept bullshit, and it's like then when women get disrespected by kids, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna tell your dad. Like, no, bitch, put hands on this kid. Like, I don't want to come home and be devil's advocate. I didn't work all night to come in here and be the fucking Hulk. Sometimes I want to just be Bruce Banner. Sometimes I want to chill out and just tinker. No, why should I have to come home and be bad guy? Why should I have to walk through this door? And it's like I just got done saying that. It's like men come through the door of a stressed out day and a long day, and it's like now I gotta play disciplinary to kids when you been here. Like, why do I have to do that? And it's like, and they wonder why a lot of these men in the 90s and the 80s, a lot of these news stories ended, and then he turned the gun on himself. It's like, that's why. It's like, that's why men would go to bars for hours and drink and get shit drunk and fall asleep in the parking lot. It's like, or fucking in the driveway. It's like because they couldn't handle it, and that's how I feel now. It's like we've turned drinking into social media or video games or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But but I do feel like to choose your kids, it's like you and your spouse have to be on the same page, and a lot of people, like I wasn't always on the same page with my girl, and all the time I'm not now. But it's like I'm law, and I feel like I said on the last podcast, women should let men be men. Do not take away that power of men. Do not take away their power or their mental aspects to be alphas and omegas. And I feel like once you take that away, it's like it's too many broken men in this world. And that's
Mm-hmm.
goes back to what I was saying before. We need to uplift each other instead of it's times where we should just tell each other like you're a good dad. Because nobody else is telling you that. Adam is a good dad. James is a good dad. You are a good individual at what you do. It's just like I respect you guys. I sit here and talk about you guys from a lot of people, whether it be LL Cool Pack. It's like I don't know his history, but even though he's a weird some bitch, but I got the feeling that he's a good person. He's a good man, or he tries to be. And 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 more of us need to tell each other that as black men, we are strong, we are great, we are the top of the food chain. We don't tell each other that because I guarantee you that famous people like Denzel and all those people, they get told that 100 times a day. So where it means absolutely nothing anymore.